So guys, after discussing about the law of conservation of mass, let's discuss about law of multiple proportion. Now, the next law was law of multiple proportion. Now, this law was given by John Dalton in 1803. Now, he said, whenever two elements combine with each other, now guys, listen carefully because this is the favorite law of your school teachers and they frame the questions on this law more frequently. So we will study this law word by word. Okay? When two elements, and we have to check the key points. The first key point is there are two elements. So when two elements combine with each other to form two or more than two compounds, it means that there are two compounds or more than two compounds. It means that there can be infinite number of compounds, but the elements are two only, right? So, two or more than two compounds. The masses of one of the element which combined with the fixed mass of the other bear the simple whole number ratio to one another. Now, what does it actually mean? Let me explain you. Let's take an example. In this example, first we are taking carbon monoxide. Now, in carbon monoxide, let's the weight of the carbon monoxide is 28 gram. Then 12 gram of carbon will definitely combine with the 16 gram of oxygen. Okay? Carbon and oxygen are two elements. And these two elements can form one more oxide, and that is carbon dioxide. In this oxide, 12 gram of carbon is combining with 32 grams of oxygen. Now what we have to do? Listen. In carbon monoxide and in carbon dioxide, in both, if I take the weight of carbon, that is 12 gram. Suppose it's given in grams. That is 28 gram. This is 44 grams. So it is again the weight of carbon is 12 gram. So what is it? Weight of carbon. 12 gram in carbon monoxide and 12 gram in carbon dioxide. So weight is fixed. Okay. Now, let's take the weight of oxygen. So if you take the weight of oxygen, weight of oxygen, in carbon monoxide it is 16 grams and in carbon dioxide it is 32 grams. When we are considering carbon monoxide, we are having 28 grams and carbon dioxide we are having 44 grams. Now look carefully. In carbon monoxide we are having 12 gram. In carbon dioxide we are having 12 gram. Means mass of carbon is fixed and we are taking the ratio of the masses of the oxygen. Now as per the definition, the masses of one of the element which combine with fixed mass. Now this fixed mass is of carbon and the masses of one of the elements. This one of the element is oxygen. Right guys? So for this is 16 gram for carbon monoxide, 32 gram for carbon dioxide. If we take the ratio 16 divided by 32, and that will be equal to 1:2, and it is a simple whole number ratio. Now this is the meaning of law of multiple proportion, and you can clearly see in the end it is written that simple whole number ratio, right? Let's solve a problem based on this. Well, in this question he is asking, prove that FeO and Fe2O3 shows law of multiple proportion. Now what is law of multiple proportion? If two elements form two or more than two compounds, then for the fixed mass of one element, the ratio of the masses of the other element will be a simple whole number ratio. So what we have to prove? We have to prove that for the fixed mass of iron, the ratio of the mass of the oxygen in these two compounds is fixed. Or we can prove that for the fixed mass of oxygen, the ratio of the mass of the iron in these compounds is a simple whole number ratio. So whether you take iron or you take oxygen, right? Now let's solve it. Solution. Now let us consider the ferrous oxide is our first compound. So our first compound is FeO, right? And our second compound is Fe2O3, right? Now, in the first case, we can say that for 1 unit, it is 56 parts, and oxygen is 16 parts, right? But what is happening in the ferric oxide? It is 112 parts. So what we have to do? We have to make them equal. Then we can take the ratio of oxygen. So to make them equal, what we can do is we can multiply the first compound by 2, and when we will do it, we will get Fe2O2. Now comparing Fe2O2 with Fe2O3. Now in this case, this is 112 parts, and here also it is 112 parts, right? Now iron is equal, we can take the ratio of the oxygen. So the ratio of masses in compound 1 and 2. So that will be equal to, first is 2 multiplied by 16 and the second is 3 into 16. Now this 16 and this 16, numerator and denominator, they will cancel out and we will get 2 by 3, right? So the ratio of mass of oxygen when we are keeping the mass of iron fixed, that is 2 by 3, and you can say that it is equal to 2:3, right? So this is the whole number ratio, and it is proved that ferrous oxide and ferric oxide, FeO and Fe2O3, they show the law of multiple proportion, right? Let's move ahead.